Good afternoon from the newsroom. Greek voters are going to the polls today in the country's 5th general election in 6 years. Opinion polls suggest a close result, with the outgoing government party Syriza and the Conservative opposition party New Democracy on similar levels of support. It's also predicted that no party may win an overall majority. Here, the Simon Communities of Ireland has described the latest homeless figures as disturbing. The number of homeless families has risen 76% since the start of the year. There's now almost 1,500 homeless children in the country, a rise of 73% since January. Simon has called on the Taoiseach to make an emergency intervention to turn the crisis around. At least 10,000 migrants and refugees have arrived into Austria in the last 24 hours. Austria's Interior Minister has accused neighbouring countries of failing to follow EU rules, with most of the new arrivals coming from Hungary and Slovenia. EU states remain divided on how to handle the crisis.
Relieved to be allowed in, another group of migrants and refugees arrive into Slovenia this morning. During a visit to a registration centre, Slovenia's Prime Minister said the country will take in as many refugees as they can. But most don't want to stay here, but rather continue their journey towards Western Europe. Austria has already experienced a surge in arrivals since yesterday. Thousands more are expected in the next 24 hours. The majority are coming in from Hungary, after they were sent there by Croatia, which stated it couldn't cope with the huge numbers. Despite Croatia shutting most of its border crossings with Serbia to stop any more arrivals, it has not stopped many from trying to get in by using alternative routes.
Yesterday they were at our northern border, and since it got closed and they couldn't go, they organized themselves very, very fast, and they are here.
The EU has been strongly criticised for its failure to coordinate a response to this crisis. Interior ministers will hold an emergency meeting on Tuesday in another attempt to agree on relocating migrants with binding quotas for each state. Karen Creed, RTÉ News.
The Italian Navy says that almost 5,000 people were rescued from the Mediterranean yesterday. Most of them were rescued off the coast of Libya. The Ellie Niamh is continuing its rescue operations. Yesterday it docked in Sicily, carrying 513 people. In the Aegean Sea, it's feared that 13 people died after a dinghy carrying migrants collided with a ferry near the Greek island of Lesbos. In Cuba, hundreds of thousands of people are expected in Revolution Square in the capital Havana later today for a papal mass. On his arrival at the start of a 3-day visit last night, Pope Francis described the resumption of US-Cuban relations as an example of reconciliation for the whole world and called on political leaders to persevere. The Fianna Fáil leader Micheál Martin has said that TDs are obliged to discuss the findings of the interim report of the Fennelly Commission. The Taoiseach Enda Kenny faces a motion of no confidence following a Dáil debate on the issue this week. Speaking on The Week in Politics, Mr Martin said the public believed that Mr Kenny wasn't telling the truth about the circumstances which led to the departure of the former Garda Commissioner Martin Callanan.
There is an obligation on parliamentarians not to ignore something like this, not to try and bury it as the Taoiseach would want us to do, but rather to highlight it and to give our sense of deep opposition to very bad behaviour and very poor governance by the Taoiseach.
The DUP leader, Peter Robinson, has been admitted to hospital in Belfast as a precautionary measure. Mr Robinson underwent surgery several months ago after a heart attack. A spokesman for the DUP leader said Mr Robinson had suffered a reaction to prescribed medicine and that he was expected to be discharged from hospital soon. The DUP are to join the other main political parties in the north and the two governments for talks at Stormont tomorrow, aimed at breaking the political logjam there. The British-born novelist Jackie Collins has died in Los Angeles at the age of 77. She'd been suffering from breast cancer. Her books, based on the lives of the rich and glamorous in Hollywood, sold more than 500 million copies in 40 countries across the world. Well, it's that time of year again, and after a summer of great games, All-Ireland football final day has at last arrived. Fans have already begun to arrive at Croke Park ahead of this afternoon's much-anticipated final between Dublin and Kerry, and our Gaelic Games correspondent Marty Morrissey is there.
Well, here on Jones's Road, just about 2 hours before the throw-in, there's a huge buzz and excitement. 82,000 people about to throng into Croke Park. The All-Ireland football final going to be beamed around the world by RTE's Sunday Game. And, of course, you can listen to it as well as on RTE Radio 1. Well, of course, what team will Dublin start? Will they start Michael Dara-McCauley, Footballer of the Year, or Alan Brogan, another Footballer of the Year? On the Kerry bench, there are 28 All-Ireland medalists and 12 All-Stars. It's an intriguing battle between Eamon Fitzmaurice on the sideline for Kerry and Jim Gavin on the sideline for Dublin. Both managers have won 3 provincial titles and 1 All-Ireland. Both managers have lost an All-Ireland semi-final each, so it's very tight, not alone on the field, but also on the sideline as well. Will it be Kerry? Yeah! Will it be Dublin? Yeah! Wherever you are, enjoy the All-Ireland football final between Kerry and Dublin. Throw-in is at 3:30.
We most certainly will. That is Sunday's lunchtime news. I'll be back at 6:01. Till then, from all the team, enjoy your afternoon and the game.